Okay, we're walking. Mixing it up a little bit today. I have headphones on, number one, so I'm trying not to talk too loud. I'm trying to remember that you guys can hear me anyway. But what I am doing now is I'm using my DJI Action 4 mic mini, and I have a slip-on ND filter that's a N64. Yeah, it's a ND64, and I'm not shooting in auto mode. I'm shooting in auto ISO that I have set to go between 100 to 3200. But I have my shutter speed set to 1/60th because I want to shoot. I'm shooting in 30 frames per second because that's how I produce my videos on YouTube. And I'm just trying it out since there's no clouds out and I don't have to worry about the sky constantly changing and the lighting conditions changing a lot. The only thing I have to worry about is when I'm walking in the shadows of these trees. So I decided I'm going to try this to see how it looks versus shooting in auto mode for the frame rate. For the shutter speed. Now, in one of my other videos, I discussed settings. I was doing things for color grading and things like that. I'm shooting in 10-bit, but I'm shooting in normal mode, not the log. Anyway, it's not the flat color profile because I suck at color grading. My computer sucks at color grading. So, but one of the nice things about the Action 4 is that it does really good with producing very accurate colors that aren't overly vibrant. A lot of things that the people with the Action 5 Pro talked about is that it shoots in HDR mode and it tends to overdo it. So I think right now the Action 4 is kind of the happy camera. It's the one that even though it's not the newest, it's like the best. I think GoPro, everybody like says, oh, the GoPro Hero 11 Black or something like that. You don't need the newest one, just get that one and you'll be happy. Well, for the DJI cameras, I think that the Action 4 is the one to go with right now. Now, I'm also always on the lookout for something that is new, just to see what's available. Is it better? Is it worse? Is it cheaper? Is it easier? And right now, the compelling camera for me is the Nano. If you can't tell, I use DJI products. It's kind of like people that are stuck in using Apple phones and stuff like that, iPhones, and the Apple ecosystem. Well, that's me with DJI. I found that it's, one, more cost effective. DJI cameras are definitely less expensive than Ace and GoPro, but also they work. They just work straight out of the box. I know people complain about having to do the Mimo app and sign into an actual website to use the camera, but you do that when you get your phone. So anyway, whatever. The point is that I switch my phone. My phone is trying to pull my pants down for some reason, so I gotta switch my keys. There we go, that's better. So anyway, I use DJI cameras, drones, mics. I even have a gimbal that I use. And hello. I use a gimbal too. I have the Osmo 7 Pro. They just came out with an 8 Pro, I think. It's called the Pro. And it's got a few improvements, stuff that doesn't matter to me. Like, I think it'll rotate 360 degrees. I don't know. I'm sure it's better. I'm sure it's an upgrade, but it's not enough of an upgrade for me since I hardly ever use it. And here's the thing about using a camera gimbal, which actually most of them are for phones. People use phones. Is the phone overheats. It doesn't overheat, but it uses a lot of battery when you're walking around. Say you walk for an hour and you're shooting video and you're shooting 4K. That phone battery burns down fast. And I use a Pixel 8 Pro, which is a good camera, but I don't use it that much just because it's not friendly to the battery. It's cool to do like motion time lapses and things like that, or following, and does have the capability of following. And it's a cool gimbal. I just don't use it that much. I mean, it seems to me sometimes when I use gimbals, they do a good job of locking onto whatever you want to track. Like if you're walking and it, you know, either follows the path in front of you or it tracks you, but eventually what happens is it seems like it loses focus on where it should go, and you have to readjust it. And the problem with that is if you're not paying attention to the camera and what it's looking at because you're doing other things, you realize, oh shoot, how long has it been looking at that bush over there? Or how long has it been looking at my right ear? So that's why I don't use camera gimbals as much. They have a function, but for what I use them for, they're not as effective as just using a selfie stick like I'm using right now. So, what's the point? The point is, you come out here to film yourself. Hi guys. There we go. You film yourself talking, and you want to know how it's going to look. Do a little bit of homework. Do a little bit of trial run and testing to make sure everything's set up and working good. So just to reiterate, what I'm doing right now is this video with no cuts has been shot with a DJI Action 4, which is a 2-year-old camera. A DJI Mic Mini is recording audio directly to the camera. And the camera settings are 30 frames per second, 4K, and I had to switch to 16:9 aspect ratio because I'm trying horizon steady or horizon balancing. I think it's horizon steady for my stabilization instead of rock steady. And it won't let me do that in 4:3 aspect ratio. I am filming in manual mode with a shutter speed of 1/60th and ISO is auto 100 to 3200 to hopefully keep it bright when I'm walking through the shadows. And the reason I am able to do that is, one, the weather conditions, it's not cloudy, it's not changing. And two, I could shoot 30 frames per second in the bright sunlight and at 1/60th, because I have, let's see if I can do this, because I'm shooting with my 64 ND filter, and it enables the camera to have a slower or have a faster shutter speed so that it has better motion blur. Anyway, actually a slower shutter speed, that's right. Because if I was filming with 30 frames per second and I wasn't using a filter on the lens, it'd probably be shooting, it would have to shoot it probably at least 1/400th of a second in order to knock down how much light is coming into the camera. So that's the point. Trying out the settings on the camera to see how they do. And I think what I'll do now is I will say aloha. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.